soaring food prices are also contributing to the squeeze on family budgets. But today, Russia's foreign minister denied the war in Ukraine was the cause, even though there's been a collapse in essential Ukrainian exports of grain. Sergei Lavrov made his comments in Turkey, where talks are ongoing to find agreement on how to unblock shipments from Ukraine. The World Trade Organization said that grain shortages as a result of the war will lead to a disastrous situation worldwide. Our global trade correspondent Dharshini David reports.
Ukraine's crops can usually feed 400 million mouths, but Russia stands accused of turning that breadbasket into a stealth missile. 90% of grain typically leaves by ship, but most is stuck in fields or silos, as blockades at ports slow exports to a trickle.
My friend, how are you?
The Russian foreign minister was in Turkey to discuss how grain corridors, a safe passage for ships, could be created, but was making no commitments nor accepting any responsibility.
To solve this problem, the only thing needed is for the Ukrainians to let vessels out of their ports, either by clearing mines or by marking out safe corridors. Nothing more is required.
Ukraine is one of the world's largest exporters of cereal crops and oils. Before the war, 12% of global wheat exports came from Ukraine, almost half of sunflower oil, and it provided around 18% of maize exports. But with most of these being transported by sea, the amount being exported has slumped. And that means some countries, chiefly in Africa and the Middle East, will be hit hard. Egypt has been receiving a quarter of its wheat from Ukraine, Libya almost half, and Lebanon more than 60%. And taking a chunk out of the world's supply means prices have soared since the invasion, affecting every corner of the globe. Can a deal to get exports moving be struck? The World Trade Organization is one of those trying to solve this crisis.
Having 20 to 25 million tons of grain sitting both in Ukrainian ports and in granaries, warehouses, it's really sad when we see prices rising so high.
At the moment, there is no progress. What if there is no agreement? What are your concerns?
If we are not able to evacuate the grains in Ukraine now, and then they have a harvest coming up in July with a similar quantity that will go to waste, then you can see that this will work its way through for the next year or two, and that will be really, really disastrous.
The clock is ticking. 49 million people are already on the brink of famine. A more prolonged humanitarian crisis could be looming. Dharshini David, BBC News.